All the way around you have a 12-inch footer. That is the minimum requirement here in for our metal buildings. Now depending. Welcome back, guys. This is Adbeel from WolfSteel Buildings. We're here at a job site. So what we're doing here is we're actually doing the concrete as well for this metal building. It's going to be a 24 by 25 metal building. But in this video, we're going to be talking about the forms of your concrete and how it has to look before you pour. Okay, and sometimes if you're going to get a permit, an inspector, the building inspector, will come and check out these forms. So let's take a look at what we have here going on. See the guys, we're about to pour in maybe about within the next 30 or 40 minutes, we should start pouring. But right here, what you see here is a driveway that we're building that goes to the metal building. And since we can't really get the mixer, the truck closed, this is a pump that we're using to be able to carry and bring the concrete all the way over here. So let's take a look at the whole forming of this slab. And if we can get a little closer here, what we have here is, this is where you see the black is basically a vapor barrier, and it's basically a plastic that prevents any moisture, you know, because the ground is always going to be producing some moisture, so you don't want to have condensation inside your building. So that's what this is for, as well as you can see all the way around you have a 12-inch footer. That is the minimum requirement here in for our metal buildings. Now depending the frost depth and where you're located, it might be deeper. Like in Michigan is 42 inches, but here in Texas 12 inches all the way around is enough for our metal buildings. And that is if it's a 30 wide building or under. If it's going to be like a bigger building, such as a 40 wide, 60 wide, sometimes it's required a minimum of 24 inches of a footer going deep. So, and then rebar is always needed for this. In this case, typically need about minimum of 3 on the footer, and then minimum 24 inches each way. However, if you want all the specs, just reach out to us. We got our concrete specs and we can send them over to you. You know, just reach out and we're happy to help you out there. Finally finished this 24 by 25 metal building in River Oaks, Texas. So our customer, if you notice, this is what he designed on our designer, what he was looking for. And so this is a 24 by 25. And this took about like a week and a half to, you know, to design it, price it out, and really confirm everything with our customer and place his order. Okay. Now, before we got started, we realized that he was in the city limits. He lives in River Oaks. So if you're in, you know, check in with your city or with your county if you're going to need permits. Okay. And that can be a building permit and also a zoning permit. So in this case, we had a lot of challenges with getting the permit here, or actually more the restrictions for that permit. So for example, we had to be 5 feet away from his home. We had to be 8 feet away from the fence or from the property line. We also couldn't exceed 14 feet, and that was from the grade, not from the concrete, okay? But fortunately, he was working with us and we took care of all that. However, now let's get started with the project and really a little bit more details. So our customer did not have all this concrete. We did a driveway. So he wanted to create a driveway to go up to his building, and that's what we took care of. We did a 4-inch thick driveway all the way up. And then from here is his whole building. And you can see this is a 24 wide and it is 25 feet long. We do have horizontal paneling. He could have gone with the vertical, so it's just a matter of preference. It is a little bit more cost effective, but it is actually one of the most popular with having a vertical roof where all the water runs off to the side, and then horizontal paneling. It's a very popular option. As you can see here, customer did select the color screws, which is something we automatically quote you with. If in the whole industry, in general, they'll provide you galvanized screws. And in this case, you can see it just matches. It's aesthetically a lot more pleasing to have color matching screws to your trim and to your panels. We do have a chain hoisted roll-up door. So this is chain hoisted, and we're gonna check it out from the inside. There is a video that will explain how these specifically work. Check out the trim. We do have the 6-inch overhang. This does come standard. The color for the paneling you see is pebble beige, and then it's also for the roof as well. And then we got taupe or clay for your trimming. Now check out this door. So this is a steel door. It is a steel core and it's insulated in the inside. One of the beauties of this steel door is that it's also flush to the ground. So if you can see, here's the notch of our concrete, and the door is actually flush on it. Now this door can only be put on a building that's set on concrete. If you have it on ground, it's not able to be installed on ground, okay? It can only be done on concrete. And customer did immediately swap the doorknob. We have a normal doorknob, and he did put a locked doorknob, and he did it fairly quick, fairly easy. High quality door, something we do recommend if you really want it more for security purposes, you know. Now the beauty of this building here is we did the concrete, of course, so we take care of the notches or the ledges. So you really can't see it, but there's a ledge here that you can see here. It's about an inch and a half. That goes all the way around. So the panel is overlapping. Any water that falls in here will just not be able to go in because it's still raised. The garage is raised an inch and a half above. So that's the beauty of doing the concrete with us. And also, if you're using your own concrete contractor, we'll send you all the specs. Just reach out to us. Come on, let's check it out. Check out the inside. Our customer already has his toys already parked and ready to work on them. And if you want to come in this side, so if you can see here, we got the vertical panel, which has all the purlins. This is why I recommend the vertical roof. It's just the best roof. It's got like a checkered style with the trusses and the purlins running horizontally. And then we have the welded bracing for 24s and graders. They do have the welded bracing, and then we got the corner bracing. And for this concrete that we did do a 4-inch recommended, which is our recommended minimum for your slab. It does have the control joints. You know, cracks are inevitable. Basically, I mean, they're gonna happen. And that's why you do concrete, the control joints, to make sure that we we control those cracks from expanding throughout the whole concrete. Now, let's actually take a look at this chain hoisted door. So it's actually not that complicated to raise. Now it does have a tension, so at the end, it'll tend to go up, and you kind of want that so it it actually rolls down on you. So it's got tension. You can ask your installer for the amount of tension you want. And simply lock it. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, if there's any feedback or concerns you have that you want us to answer, make sure to leave them in the comments. We're happy to answer them for you. Don't forget to subscribe. The price for this building is coming soon, so don't forget to check that out. And I'll see you guys next time.